Nice meeting you.
We may see you somewhere.
All right. All right, so here's Silver Angel dropping us off at the trailhead. This is the diversion, the fire closure diversion. But over the last couple of days, we've ferried 10 people, counting me, to this diversion trailhead. So it'll be a kind of a big it's about a 2-mile walk up the fire road here, and then we're going to go over Baden-Powell today is the plan. All right, we're starting to climb up the grade to Vincent Gap in a couple of miles. Alright, this is about 377.5, which is about a half of a mile from the top of Baden-Powell. And this looks like, so far, the most snow without kind of clear sailing. So I'm just following boot tracks up, going slow and careful. I don't have spikes. A bunch of people have reported not needing spikes up here in this section. So it's just stair step in the boot tracks. It's kind of slushy, so seems like tennis shoes are not much worse than spikes. Spikes really work best in snow or ice, rather, when they can get a good bite in the snow rather than slush, which just kind of moves around under your feet, or the spikes. But that's pretty much the drill until you get to a dirt patch like this, and then keep on going up. I say about another half mile or so to the top up there. Looks like clear sailing to the top of Baden-Powell, right up there, which the peak isn't technically on the PCT, but it's only a 1/10 of a mile off the PCT, so most people get it, and I am going to be getting it here and heading up on the summit of Baden-Powell. Alright. Hello, happy summiters. Hey. You want me? I can get it for you.
Hey.
All right, let me go up here, do a little surround, and I'll come back for you. So here's the 360. We're going to be heading back down in a little bit. Came up that way. Anyway, about a mile from Jimmy Camp. We got some clouds over Mt Baden-Powell. Planning on getting probably from the road a 16-ish mile day today. Feeling pretty. All right, we're at about mile 384. Mile 388. Came up over that yesterday and then dropped down into a little campground called Little Jimmy Campground. Right before the rain, there was a thunderstorm. Didn't rain too much last night, but it's kind of cool being up above the clouds. You can see down there. And now we're heading up and down. I just came down over that and crossed Highway 2 at mile 389 and a half. Highway 2 meanders pretty nice. I've seen some sports cars going by this morning. It was just kind of a cool little gorge. We're looking down there and over there, and that's Highway 209 here. There goes a Corvette right there, and just heading up a ways, and then I'm going to drop down some more. Alright, we've got another milestone coming up here. "400 miles. Pretty good. All right, I showed you in the last video an easy water resupply situation. This is, I don't know about more typical, but this is pretty common, where you really just have kind of a trickle, and you just got to deal with capturing drips into the, my system uses a Camelback, and most people are using smart water bottles, the 1 liter. A lot of the packs are designed with pockets in them that accommodate a couple of smart water liters. So this is, so my system is a little different. You can also see there's an inline filter. To be safe, pretty much all water collected should be filtered. There's Giardia in some of these water sources that when it gets in you, it takes a week or so to clear out, and it's not very comfortable during that week. So that's a pretty common water source situation. Some people, there are very few, but some people don't filter their water from the kind of Sierra or high water elevations, because they're convinced that they're safe. I guess if it works for them, but I filter pretty much all my water unless it's coming from a piped source that says that it's potable. Anyway, so that's a water supply. One thing that I didn't mention about water, it's smart to, whenever you come on a water source, check the Far Out app, which is the app that we're using for GPS, route finding and stuff like that, and finding water sources. And to check to see when the next water is, because you never really want to go dry. And in this case here, the next water's about 14, not quite, but about 14 miles ahead. So that's a pretty long dry spell. So you just want to make sure that you're topped off. And in this case here, I'm carrying about 2.5 liters of that dirty water, and I've got about a 3/4 of a liter of water that I got from a known clean source, and I use that for cold soaking my dehydrated food. So that's the kind of deal for water. All right, so today had a little bit of excitement, that not in a good way, that didn't involve me or the folks that I've been hiking with for the last few days. But out of the lunch spot, started hearing helicopters, and, well, maybe not plural, single helicopter. And maybe hour and a half or so after hearing the helicopter, I came across a guy that was carrying a backpack and a front pack. And apparently a woman from his party sprained an ankle and was air vac'd out. And they were trying to figure out the closest way out. So it's just a warning. This is not a sure thing, this hike. Things can happen pretty quick, get out of hand. And hopefully my training and just kind of paying attention to what hurts and what doesn't hurt and just being careful is gonna put me good on this trail. Anyway, so woke up to a bit of a kind of foggy morning. Yesterday afternoon, fog started rolling up from the canyons into the higher elevation, and so kind of more of the same this morning. Getting a little late start. I got a short day, about 14 miles into Acton, KOA, now called, I guess, LARV Resort. Get a supply there, but it's all going to be downhill pretty much. So should be a good day. All right, we're about mile 444 and a half. We've dropped down most of the way down through the fog, but you can see I think we're headed down there. Came from through that. We got about 9.5 miles till I get to the Acton KOA, which is where I'm going to probably spend the night. We'll see. We're about mile 438. All right, so I'll show you around the formerly the Acton KOA camp. Now I think it's called the LA RV Resort at Acton. So it's a old KOA camp. It's kind of fallen into some disrepair, but it serves a purpose, and I've been staying last night, and I'm going to stay again tonight in this little kind of tent cabin-y bunkhouse. I had it to myself, so it's pretty basic accommodations, but you know, bunks and a real mattress. It sits about 30 feet from the highway that goes right behind it, which isn't a problem, except morning commute. Yeah, highway's right there, right there. Morning commute and evening commute, but quiet otherwise. And just taking a day off today and taking care of some laundry and stuff like that. But I'll hit the trail tomorrow. Should be good. Just kind of kicking back at the LARV by the resort, by the fire. Looks like I got a little laundry getting dried.